Hey folks, tonight's episode of Live from My Mother's Basement is brought to you by Tastefully Olive. I absolutely love Italian olive oils and vinaigrettes. Look them up at tastefullyolive.com.
Oh, come on.
What did it say?
We're experiencing some kind of technical difficulties.
Oh no.
We're having trouble starting your live
The
feed.
video. Why? Are you on Wi-Fi?
Should be.
Because if you put it on,
Maybe it's because they made me go on fucking airplane mode.
well, if you're on airplane mode and you're on Wi-Fi, you're good. But if you're on LTE, then you're not.
No, I'm always on, it took it off, you're right. No, I was right. You were. So it should be working. Okay. Getting fan mail without even doing the show. There we go.
Woo!
My apologies to everybody here on Facebook. I'm sorry you had to look into my pit.
Was it sweaty?
No, I'm not sweaty.
Oh,
I'm nice
good.
and clean and took a shower because we have a special guest on the show. I always take a shower.
Yeah, you smell good. You smell great.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement. And thank you so much, everybody on Instagram and Facebook for writing in this fast. But this is the birthday show. Technically, my birthday is tomorrow, February 2nd. I was actually born on Groundhog's Day. We got to talk about that, how torturous that was when I was a little kid, because everybody celebrated Groundhog's Day and not Michael's birthday when I brought cupcakes to school. I'm so happy to be down in the basement. I'm so happy to be back in New Jersey, even though it's snowing like you have no idea. Before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to my special guest, second time on the show. This is Vanessa Racci.
Ciao a tutti.
I like when I work with you because it seems like it's just going to be a natural, fast-moving, one-hour show that you just took
Thank
the
you.
liberty to give yourself your own drum roll.
Well, there's nobody at the drums, so somebody has to do it.
Well, thank you for
You know.
telling everybody there's a drum set in the basement because I do play from time to time. And it would be great if someday you're singing in front of a big, big band and I'm back there playing the drums.
That'd be great.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, let's make it happen.
We're going to make a lot of stuff happen because we're talking about an unbelievable talent who drove a good distance to come down here to be on the show for the second time. She also was on the show that we did called The Not So Late Show, which was a lot of fun. And we got to hear her sing. We got to hear her sing on the first show. And we're going to get to hear her sing tonight because we're going to ask in a very nice way if she'll do that for us. Where
Maybe
you
I'll
at?
say no. You never know. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right? She'll say no, and I'll have to say, we'll be right back from this commercial break. And we come back from break, she don't look the same.
Oh.
I would never. How far did you drive to come down here?
An hour and a half.
See that? An hour and a half. And I always make sure that we always check the COVID thing. We do the right thing here on the show. Everybody gets checked. Make sure that we don't have any contagions that we can give to each other.
Vaccinated, swabbed, the whole deal.
Vaccinated, swabbed, dipped, re-dipped. I got all the vaccinations in both arms
Both arms.
and the flu shot. You know,
Yeah.
I got my booster and the flu shot same day.
That must have been rough.
It was rough.
Yeah.
One arm, and then I walked around the block, came back, got the other arm, flu shot. And the reason why I walked around the block is because they weren't ready. And you know me, I sold a T-shirt that said "Make America Italian Again" while I was out in the parking lot. So
Hey, at least you make the line work for you, right?
you actually had all the vaccinations and then you got COVID again? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Well, I just had the two. And I was like, you know what? Right after my last Christmas show in 2021, I'm going to get the booster. And then I got it at one of my shows. So
Is that where you think you got it or you know you got it?
pretty sure because the other singer that was there also was sick. So we got it at the same time. And so did my husband.
Like what kind of sick? Were they just have symptoms of a cold, or was something completely different?
For me, it's so different for everyone, but for me, it was just like debilitating fatigue.
Right.
Like I tried to just go about my normal day and do what I would normally do, and I just felt this waft of exhaustion, like, oh, I can't do it. I just can't do it, and that lasted for a really long time.
Well, you wait until you get in your 50s. You get that coughing, sleeping thing all the time, usually around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And God forbid you have a slice of pizza.
Oh.
Is it- my symptoms, she's a drummer at heart. We're going to have to get you a cymbal. I had the symptoms when I first got COVID, the first time that I had it, but it was overwhelming and I knew something was wrong. And by watching the news all the time, you're thinking to yourself, okay, this is it. Call the ambulance. I'm saying goodbye to the world.
Oh.
And then I was just really sick for 2 weeks. But the key thing that made me know I had COVID was the taste.
Oh, the loss of taste.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God I didn't lose my taste. I'm an Italian girl. I have to eat, you know.
Yeah, I'm an Italian guy, and I got to eat too. I got to eat. We're going to eat on the show tonight because we got a lot of good food here. But
Yep.
Isn't it wild, the loss of the taste? You didn't experience that?
I did a little bit, but it was hard to tell because my nose was congested. So it could have been from that, but I didn't lose it completely. I was still able to taste.
I would just assume too, if you have COVID and you're losing your sense of smell, sense of taste, that must be hard on a singer. And I know that's why you're so, hey, let's make sure everything is straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a performer like I am, I can get a sore throat, but I could push through it.
Right.
I could lose my sense of taste, I could lose my sense of smell, but I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
However, a singer, you talk from the face.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yummy, 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 yummy,
Yeah.
yummy, yummy, yummy. All right here.
That took us right.
Residents. Yeah, because right after COVID, the nasal drip caused my cords to swell, and I got laryngitis, and I couldn't talk for a whole week. That was scary. Never mind, like loss of taste, like going to speak, and you could tell I'm a yapper, and I can't, I can't even talk. So that's why I'm really paranoid. Thank you, everybody, for wearing this.
Being a singer,
Yes.
I've never been a singer. When I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts when I was a kid, you had to take speech therapy, you had to take speech classes, and basic singing. And the reason why you took basic singing was so that you knew how to sing from the face, the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were to ever have troubles losing your voice, you learned how to sing or speak from your diaphragm.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated that because it sounded like a phony. I thought I sounded like a phony.
No.
But now I know how to do it. So sometimes when I'm talking to somebody on the phone, especially when I'm angry, I could talk from my diaphragm.
You'll engage that diaphragm.
I engage the diaphragm. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So you would sound kind of like this. Hi, how you doing? And then like, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
You sound mad. Yeah, I'm very mad. Because it's coming from here.
Yeah, it's extra support. Yeah. Versus talking like up here from your throat. Like, hi, my name is Vanessa. Versus, hi, my name is Vanessa. You know?
Yes.
Like, engage the.
So you do that.
Oh, yeah.
And you train.
Expand your ribs.
The reason why we're actually going down this street, which is not the street I thought we were going to take, is because we were talking about rehearsals.
Yes, yes.
Before Vanessa came down, we were just talking about what it's like to go to a rehearsal. Because we were doing these big auditions throughout Florida, and every day you had to do a routine. And the singers were always backstage making, let's say, funny noises, which was warming up the throat.
Oh yeah. Warming up everything.
The throat.
You have to warm up your chest voice, your get resonance, your mid voice, and your head voice. You have to warm up all the areas.
And it's actually good for people who are not even a singer,
Yeah.
maybe just a speaker,
Right.
Because you might do your 5th, 6th show or speaking engagement, and you start to lose this.
Yeah.
And you can't talk from here anymore, so you got to say, you know what, I'm going to switch the gears here now.
Yeah, and a lot
I
of
still
people
can't even do it right.
A lot of people speak like really low, and they like the Kardashians. They use vocal fry, and that's the worst thing for your voice ever. And you have to keep it elevated.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think they were trained vocalists, the Kardashians. I couldn't keep up. I'm over it. So why don't you go ahead and show us some of these vocal warm-up sounds that you make, because they can be funny.
Sure.
Let's be honest, they're funny. And you also teach voice.
I do.
Is it teaching voice or music?
Voice.
Voice.
Although they're kind of one and the same.
So could you teach a person who wants to be a singer?
Yes.
But you could also teach a person who wants to be opera?
Well, I usually do pop, jazz, standards, musical theater. I don't do opera. That's kind of a expertise specialty.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just indulge us, because
Okay.
the reason why I want her to do this is because when I was just out for a whole week
He thinks
watching
it's
all
fun.
these singers backstage making these funny noises, and my brother Paul is a singer, and he wasn't doing any of that. He was kind of looking at them like, "Bah, I don't need to do that." But then he went off on his own, and he was doing it. So hit us with a couple of these warm-ups.
Okay. So first I usually start with lip trills. So, which means pushing air out so that your lips kind of flutter, like. And the goal is to make your voice nice and stretchy. The stretchier it is, the more stamina you will have. Just like any other muscle in the body. That's what I tell my students. Like, these little things are muscles, just like these and any other muscles. And you wouldn't start like, I mean, I don't know what guys bench, but you wouldn't bench like, I don't know, 200 right away. You would work up to it.
I don't bench anymore. I remember when I was a kid, we would bench 300 pounds and go home in pain and hope that somebody saw us doing it. Like a female. So
Exactly.
oh, she's sexy.
So that's the wrong way to stretch your muscles.
Very
the,
wrong.
The right way is to warm up every day just like you exercise every day. And so some things I do are trills. And I'll do it on a pitch. I'll go from like a G to G, like. You get the idea. And then something I do for resonance to get that nice, round, pingy sort of sound right here is I say the word yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy. And it gets you get that nice resonance.
Isn't that cool? I couldn't even say yummy without cracking up. But she could do that. All right, let me when I was in the academy, we were learning voice. This man, remember now, I was 17, and there's a group of 20 people. We all had to stand up and put our finger in our mouth and do exercises like that too.
To keep your tongue down.
Was that what I was doing?
Yeah.
Because I was just like,
trying to
this is
relax
not
your
what I
tongue.
want to be when I grow up. And I'll go, Is that what I was doing? Keeping my tongue down?
That's probably what they were trying to get you to do, like relax your tongue and your jaw. And there's one more I want to share that scares the shit out of my husband. It's called the siren, where you go, ah, ah, and every time I do that, he's like, he drops something. He's just like, but it really helps to open everything up.
I like that one the best.
Sorry, are your ears?
No, I'd like do it again.
Ah!
Could you imagine waking up like that? Oh, it's gonna be a great day. Anybody got Cheerios?
Honey nut.
So when you teach anybody, they have to go through this,
They do.
and it's very necessary.
It is necessary
Yeah.
for good vocal health and stamina, because a lot of people who like to sing, like, if you actually get booked as a professional singer and you get booked for a 3-hour show, that's stamina. That's like running for hours, right? So you have to be ready for it.
It's like a trainer to a person who wants to get in shape. Before they get in shape and they start lifting weights, they have to
Exactly.
stretch out.
Yep.
Maybe do cardio. You know, you can't just show up to the gym with pizza and say, okay, listen, I want to look good, which is normally
Right.
what I do. But I just wanted to talk about that because I think that's a very interesting part of the behind the scenes of what a singer has to go through to become
Yeah.
a superstar like Vanessa. Vanessa's been singing in a lot of different places throughout, I want to say, New York, and of course around the country, but lately in New York. And she wanted to talk all about something very important to her and dear to her, and that is Festa
Della Donna,
della Donna.
the Festival of the Woman.
That's what that is? So that's Italian for Festival of the Women, Festa della Donna.
Yes.
You know, before we get into that, I do want to mention that tonight's show is actually sponsored by a brand new sponsor, and we're going to talk all about that on the show. And it's going to make a lot of sense because the woman who's sponsoring tonight's show could be part of Festa della Donna. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
Which in Italian means Festival of the Women. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Festival of the Women. So tonight's show is sponsored by Tastefully Olive. We have 2 samples of the olive oil in front of me. This is a dark balsamic. We're going to taste it. We're going to talk about it. And this is the Coratina, which is basically an olive oil. So we have an oil and, of course, a balsamic vinaigrette. We're going to talk all about that. So thank you to our sponsor, Tastefully Olive, and you can get it at tastefullyolive.com. Use promo code Marino, and they give you 25% off. And we're going to taste all this wonderful stuff. But first, let's talk about Festa della Donna.
And I do want to say that oil is a very good vocal lubricant.
Oil is a very good lubricant.
It is.
Yes.
When I was at, I auditioned for American Idol a long time ago, and all the singers had little shots of olive oil before they went and auditioned.
Really? Mm-hmm. You just drink the olive oil right out of here?
Yeah, just a little shot, not too much, and it keeps it nice and lubricated.
A shot of olive oil will keep your vocal cords greasy. Yes. And it works on other parts of the body, and it keeps that greasy too. But tonight's a clean show.
I was a little delayed on that one.
So tell us about this Festa della
Yes.
Donna, because you mentioned a bunch of entertainers that I know.
Yes.
And admire.
So I had started it 4 years ago, and I met Jenna Esposito, as I was saying, at the Friars Club, and I asked her if she wanted to be a part of it. I don't think she's able to be a part of it this year, unfortunately, but she was for the past years. And in honor of International Women's Day in March, which is usually March 8th every year, I wanted to do something to celebrate Italian-American females in the arts. So I decided to do a Festa della Donna and invite singers and comedians and dancers and cooks and chefs and whoever else I can get to showcase their talents. And so this year, I'm really excited to announce the lineup for the very first time right here, live in the basement. So we've got me. No, I'm kidding. I'm one of the singers, but yes. Tara Canestracci, comedian.
Let's say who she is. She's a comedian, very, very funny.
Very, very funny. Comedian Regina DiCicco.
Regina DiCicco, hilarious comedian.
Italian-American medium Tessa Del Zoppo.
I don't know who that is.
Well, she probably knows who you are.
Really?
She's a medium.
Oh, everybody knows me. I'm a medium guy.
And last but not least, my headliner, guest of honor, and friend, Lina Prima, Louis Prima's daughter.
Okay, let's back up a little bit. Louis Prima Jr. is the brother?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I opened for Louis Prima Jr. a couple years ago at a couple of different festivals. And on that show at that time was Dina Martin's brother, Ricky Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Who unfortunately is no longer with us. Ricky Martin, Dina Martin, who are the son and daughter of Dean Martin.
Dina Martin was my guest of honor last year.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Drum roll for Dina Martin. Dina Martin.
Amazing lady.
I bet you any money. Tomorrow is really my birthday, February 2nd, born on Groundhog's Day. Dina Martin, who I've worked with so many times, will call me tomorrow at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know how she remembers all of this.
She's like old school like that, where
Yes.
she remembers important things. And
We're talking about a legendary parent, Dean Martin, his daughter, Dina. So she was on your show. But now we're talking about another legendary daughter, Louis Prima's daughter. Holy smokes.
yeah, I'm super excited to have her. And she's such a, just like Dina, down to earth, super nice, really generous,
So
really nice
does
people.
she sing her dad's music?
She does. Yeah, with a band, a jazz band.
No kidding.
Yep, swing band rather.
How do you even go about getting in touch with them?
Well, I met them at various events that I performed in, so it was an organic relationship versus like a random cold call. But I sang at a festival that Lena sings at every year, which is 20 minutes away from New Orleans, called the Kenner Italian Festival. I'm actually going to perform there this year in April again. They canceled the past 2 years, but thankfully they're doing it this year, which is so exciting. And I had conversations with her. I also met her on the red carpet at the Columbus Day Parade in New York City. We had a couple of conversations. So we met each other at different events and we got to know each other, like each other. Then she had me on her podcast. And then.
No.
Yeah.
I want to go on her podcast.
Yeah, you should. Yeah,
Where is
yeah.
she?
She's in New Orleans, but obviously virtually she can do it.
Yeah, I'm the only guy that has people come over. You got to come over. I'm not Zooming you. Wow, I would love to. I met her once because we were doing a Feast of San Gennaro in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And she headlined one show. And the following year, Louis Prima Jr. headlined one show. Now, evidently, I guess they don't talk to each other because there's family issues about money and the rights to the father's music. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Are they the only two kids?
I believe so. I mean, they're two from Gina Mayoni, his last wife. I don't know who his other kids were, if he had any.
Well, supposedly, he had a lot of different kids.
Yeah, he had a lot of wives. He had a lot of wives, I think.
We're talking about a legendary singer. Are you familiar with his whole career? And
pretty much. I mean, even though I'm a millennial, I grew up listening to his music because I lived with my grandfather and he used to play it all the time, which is why I sing Italian music and all the old music that no one my age knows. But yes, I love his repertoire.
I don't want to put you on a spot, but this might be a good part of the show to bring in a song.
Oh, you know what my favorite one is from this is not appropriate for a woman to sing, but I eat Aunt the pasta twice just because she is so nice, Angelina.
Yeah, okay.
I love that.
Why don't we? Can we do that? Can you give us a bit of it?
Oh, jeez.
Did I put you on the spot at the wrong time?
That's right.
We were talking about the fest. She was talking about the millennium.
Being a millennial?
No.
Oh.
The other word for the psychic.
Oh, a medium.
A medium, a millennial. Some of the same things.
She is a millennial medium. But...
Maybe the millennial medium can tell us why the millennials are driving us nuts.
Except for me.
Yes, you're an old soul. I don't even know how you know any of these singers. I'm not going to ask you what your age is, but tonight I feel like I could be a grandfather. And if I was, I'd be like, what are you doing here without a mask? All right, everybody writing in? Yes, everybody's writing in. Okay. We're going to take in some questions. Just stand by. I know a lot of people asking a lot of questions so far, but Louis Prima was supposedly, now I don't know for sure, maybe you know, the guy that the Rat Pack looked up to. Supposedly Sinatra was a big fan of Louis Prima and Dean Martin, and they were always like the Louis Prima. Wow, it's Louis Prima.
Well, he popularized jump blues in the 1950s and was a huge jazz legend in New Orleans. And I know this because I studied the history of Italian-American influence on jazz, which is one of my shows and my second album that I'm recording this year. But anyway, so he's going to have play a role in that show and that album.
Holy smokes. Okay. So what does the average person like me know about Louis Prima? The song he did, and he felt like he was playing the kazoo. Your parents always played his music on an old Victrola. And what was his famous song that everybody started to do?
What wasn't his famous song?
I don't know, but the song that you were about to sing. Why don't we go ahead and have it?
You have to clap along with me. I eat on the pasta twice just because she is so nice, Angelina. Angelina, waitress at the pizzeria. I eat a soup and minestrone just to be with her alone, Angelina. Angelina, waitress at the pizzeria. Ti voglio bene.
Oh no, you got me, buddy.
Come on.
I look good. Something like that.
Okay, anyway. That's a taste of Louis Prima.
Louis Prima,
I can't
ladies
do him
and gentlemen.
justice, but that was my version of Louis Prima.
I can't think of the song that I wanted to talk about that he sang really, really fast. Maybe that's it.
Jump, Jive, and Wail?
I remember his son doing that song, and the band was going crazy, and the trumpets, and everybody was dancing. They asked me to do backup vocals, and I couldn't because I can't sing.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, I shut my microphone off and came out dancing. All right, well, more about the festival. Now, when you come to that festival, can somebody get a reading from the Millennium?
The medium.
The Millennium?
Yeah, so we're doing it virtually this year, and we have been for the past couple of years because of our dear friend COVID-19. But we hope to do it in person as soon as possible again. But I'm glad I can do it virtually because I can have people like Lena, who don't live in New York, from New Orleans, coming to the show. I can have Tessa, who's from Buffalo, New York. So you don't all have to be in the New York City tri-state area. But yes, we will be taking requests for live readings before the show. So if anybody
psychic reading?
Medium. So psychic is more like predicting your future, but medium is connecting with those who have passed on, and that's what Tessa does, and she's amazing.
I would love to believe in that. Maybe that's something I could have. Maybe she could come on the show and let me know where in the house my mother really is.
Yes.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe she could let me know what my future is, Mama. That would be nice. Nothing like an Italian medium. She's Italian?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that.
She is.
Yeah, I don't see nothing happening. Pass the meatballs. An Italian ghost. Boo, asshole. Now get the fuck out of the house.
My grandpa would say that, yeah. I
Right?
could see him saying that.
Yeah, it is a ghost. It's called the bank. We don't know where it is. It's gone. Cella Luna. Oh,
Mezzamare. Oh, is that the one?
maybe that's the song?
Oh, yeah. Cella Luna, Mezzamare, Mamma Mia, me mare daddy. That one?
Yeah. Want to give us
Well, that
little
was
taste?
That was it. That was the taste.
Oh. We weren't ready for the taste. We're going to get a lot of that. Before Vanessa came down to the house, too, I sent her a request of a song that I wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do that?
I mean, it's your birthday. Absolutely.
It's my birthday party. I'm doing what I want. All right, listen, everybody. This is a song that I was unfamiliar with. But when I was just out in Florida on tour, my brother Paul was singing it. And a lot of people just started crying. It was such a lovely, I don't know, tear-jerking love song.
It is.
And then I said to my brother, where did you get that song? And he says, the Beatles made it famous, but it's not a Beatles song. It's from a play. What were we saying?
The Music Man from 1957.
It was from The Music Man, 1957. And I saw a YouTube clip of, what's her name? Singing it. She was the mother on the Partridge Family.
I don't know.
Cassidy? No. Anyway, her. And it's amazing how a song is just a regular song. Nobody really knows about it until a superstar like Paul McCartney records it, and then it became a big hit. So I asked Vanessa if she would sing this song on my show.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, it's like, what key? What rhythm? How would you like to hear it? Here's the track. It's amazing how fast. She says in the computer, here's how we do it. Why are you laughing? It's
so funny.
mind-boggling.
Thank you. That makes me sound so smart.
Because it makes you wonder, how'd you figure that out?
There's an app.
Yeah, well, okay. So,
All right.
if you don't mind.
Ready? So we chose to do it in the key of F major, 97 BPM, in a bolero. So enjoy.
Look at all of that.
Let's see if we can hear it. There were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all, till there was Mike. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. Did you? No, I never saw them at all, till there was Mike. Then there was music and wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and doom. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was Mike.
Oh, that was great. Holy smokes.
Impromptu performance.
Yes, very impromptu. And you know, while you were singing the song, people wrote in, Henderson. What was her name?
Florence
Henderson, but that's Brady
That's the
Bunch.
Brady
I was
Bunch,
thinking
yeah.
Partridge Family. That's who originally sang that song in the movie. God, you're getting thousands of hearts.
Aw,
Good for
thank
you.
you.
That sounded
I'm
fantastic.
trying to see, like, it was sung by Barbara Cook, Shirley Jones, I can't find it.
What a
TBD.
great song. I noticed when you opened up your wallet over here, you also have your Screen Actors Guild card.
Oh, yes.
So she's not only a singer, but she's an
SAG-AFTRA.
actress. And she also came over here with some birthday stuff. Now, I want to talk about some birthday gifts. A lot of people, I hope you're all watching. I'm going to thank you all for all the birthday gifts in one shot because you know I'm going to forget somebody. Don't get mad at me. I can't remember everything. But Vanessa came over here with a really great birthday gift. And as she handed it to me, we both asked the same question. What is it? Happy birthday starts here. It's just a bunch of gummy bears. See, a lot of people like to shop at a place called the Dollar Tree.
It was last minute.
Hey, I love a funny gift, and there's nothing wrong with a gift that makes you smile. This is a bag of gummy bears. It's supposed to do something. You're supposed to build a cake.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand what to do. Like, it says,
You
start
take-
here, and I'm like, well, where is there? And I don't understand.
You take these gummy bears and you build a cake. So I can't really eat these gummy bears because I'll get a bellyache.
You have to build a tower.
So we'll build something. Put it back
Yeah.
there, right there. Speaking of cake, one of my dear friends, I don't know how because she's not here, she miraculously drove by the house and brought a cake. Not just any cake, a homemade cake. In fact, it's so homemade, it's falling. It's falling. I guess this is what you would call a falling cake. I'm just going to show everybody because we're going to eat this later, mostly Vanessa.
Oh, I wish I could.
It says happy birthday, Mike, on it.
Looks really good. Can you smell it? Smells good too.
You know, if those gummy bears were marijuana, this cake would be outstanding.
Oh, that's what I should have got you.
Yes, a little marijuana gummy bear.
Yeah.
But it's okay, we have 'em.
Funny gummies.
Regular gummies. Funny gummies, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Thank you.
My friend Marianne Axton from the catering company, the event planning company, and the Carteret Pack brought me over this beautiful cake, and we are all going to eat it. And if you look at the top of the cake, there are 3 Thin Mints from the Girl Scout cookies.
Ooh.
The Girl Scout cookie collection. Now, if you know anything about Thin Mints, you put them in the freezer. You smoke your joint, and then you eat the whole sleeve.
Yes.
There's 2 sleeves. You eat 1 sleeve, and then you go to bed.
And then you get on the scale and you said, why? Why did I do this to myself? But
Yes. And since you
If
feel
you're
so
me.
bad about yourself, you eat the other sleeve and say, fuck it. We're going to eat this in a little bit. Let's talk about some food because, oh no, wait, we were talking about the gifts. I got this hat the other day, says forget about it.
Forget about what?
I don't know. I can't remember. This is a forget about it hat that was given to me by my friend, who's friends with a lot of us here in the basement when we used to gather before the pandemic. And he has a wine company. This one's called Kabish, which means,
Do you understand?
do you understand?
You have to go like this when you say it. I don't know
This
why.
is forget about it wine. And there's another one. It says the real chooch.
Oh,
The real chooch in Italian means
an idiot.
and it.
Sorry, chooches.
Some people say it means donkey or something like that. But if you're a chooch, in a way it would be saying, oh, don't be a chooch. Like, don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
Don't be a child.
Yep.
So we got these wines, and I thank my friend Massimo Batista, who eventually will do a nice little sponsorship down here in the basement, and we're going to sell his wine for him. I got some great stuff. I got a book. I got some chocolates. I got a bunch of cards. And this came all the way from Canada. And I hope my friends in Canada are watching, because I would like you to get one of these shirts to Vanessa, especially when she maybe needs your help publicizing
Festa della Donna.
Festa della Donna. And that's one of the reasons why I'm also mentioning all these great Italian delicacies and our friends
Oh, thank you.
like Marianne and our new friends out in Canada who have the Sons of Italy apparel, and they sent me this for my birthday.
I know it was you, Fredo. Oh,
Isn't that great?
that's great.
I know it was you, Fredo. Now I'm gonna wear this shirt while I'm sleeping. This is my new bedtime shirt.
Very
This
nice.
way, if anybody comes in my room, I can say, "Hey, I know it was you, Fredo."
Mm-hmm.
And these are really, really great things, especially when we're gonna see Vanessa and all her friends in this big up and coming Festa della Donna, which should be hosted by a guy.
Nah.
Oh shit! I
Sorry.
just got turned down. All right, let's talk about our sponsor, and we're gonna eat some food now. You are lactose intolerant. What is it?
Gluten intolerant and lactose intolerant, so I can't eat anything. No.
How did it actually happen? How does that happen? Were you always like that, or did it
No,
just happen?
like when I turned 25, it just happened. I started getting really bad stomach pains when I would eat gluten, and I didn't know what it was. And then process of elimination figured it out, and now I don't eat it anymore.
See, when I was a kid, I wasn't allergic to fish. I would eat tuna fish. My mother would make a tuna fish sandwich with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise. Then I started to get a little older, and I noticed when I ate the tuna, I looked like I got an instant sunburn, especially under my
Yeah.
arms.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And then when I got even a little older, I knew that I was allergic to tuna, and then I realized I was allergic to anything that came out of the water. Anything, any shellfish, and to where it is right now, I can't eat anything that comes out of the water, and I can't be around anybody who is eating it.
Yeah.
It's disgusting to me. I look at people like, why would you do that? Why are you eating that lobster? It's a giant bug. Flip it over. It's disgusting.
I know. And for me, I also got like really bad stomach distension. Like my stomach blew up really big. So I had a lot of like pregnancy scares. I was like, wait, how's this possible? I'm on birth control. I can't be pregnant. And it was just like bloating.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so funny what you find out on these talk shows. She thought she was pregnant, but she was just
Yeah.
lactose intolerant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was not a real baby. It was a. Sorry, I won't go there. Too gross. Too gross.
Our sponsor tonight, let's talk about them and let's try some of this food. The reason why I brought up the fact that she's allergic to some foods like that is because she's not going to be able to eat everything that we have on this table, but we are going to show you what you can do with our new sponsors, fantastic oils over here. This is tastefullyolive.com. You can get it by going to their website. Save yourself 25% by putting in the code Marino. This is the dark balsamic, and this is the olive oil. Here is one of my mother's favorite bowls. You can see I was already using it to sample stuff today. So what I would do, and you let me know if this is what you would do.
Yes.
She can't have the bread. I have a bunch of bread on this cutting board over here. And
But
we
I'll be
gave her
sampling with a salad.
lettuce.
Yes.
I also brought a piece of chicken. This is a beautiful piece of chicken. It really is. I went and bought this at the butcher up the block. And so here are 1, 2, 3 different ways you can sample these beautiful.
Can I? First, I like to smell the olive oil because it smells so good. Oh yeah, you can smell that's high quality. You smell that?
Yeah, but this one really smells delicious. This is the dark balsamic. Wow, look at the way she just put that on, but you can't really see. We just became a cooking show.
I know. I doused my salad.
She
in olive
doused
oil.
it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a mix to dip. So here's my bowl over here. Here goes my balsamic. Don't you want balsamic for your lettuce?
Yeah, I can. I like just tasting the olive oil first.
I'm mixing the
Very
two.
good.
I'm
Very
going to put
rich.
the balsamic and the olive oil together.
Oh man, that's really good olive oil. That's the type you can just have alone with bread. It's so like rich. It's really good.
Bon appetit.
I know this looks like boring to most people,
I put
But-
olives in it.
but not when you put No, really. But when you put like really rich olive oil and balsamic on it, it's so enjoyable to just eat lettuce.
Let's do a hero shot. And oh, that's got a kick to it, boy. I really felt that in my ass. Just went down to my leg. I might, and I'm not everybody, I might prefer to have had this piece of bread dipped in the balsamic just by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because my tongue feels a little confused with the two flavors. There's definitely two flavors in here. Maybe that wasn't what I was supposed to do.
This is so good. I eat kale salads like every day, so I definitely want some of this for my salads.
Well, that's definitely not a kale salad. That's spring mix. I will not be putting this beautiful tasting oils on kale because I don't like kale. This is really good. So now let me try my chicken cutlet. Can you have a chicken cutlet?
Nah, it's breaded, but it's okay. I'll enjoy my salad. I mean, I can probably have a little piece.
All right, well, you can.
But I don't want to fart on you for your birthday. So.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, this is such a good piece of chicken. Look at this chicken cutlet that I got at the butcher up the block. I'm going to dip that right in my balsamic and oil. Oh, man. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsor. Oh, wait, they're here. This is really, really good. That's a great piece of chicken, I gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm.
If you were at home and you had these two bottles, what actually would you use them for other than just a salad?
Me?
Because there's many different uses, of course, to cook
Cooking?
with.
Yeah, making fish.
Yeah, well, that ain't gonna happen.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, I thought you were being funny.
No, I wasn't. But I know you don't like this either, but I also do like in the summer a nice like shrimp and cannellini salad. It's amazing with really good olive oil, or like quinoa with feta and really good olive oil.
What is the correct pronunciation of that bean?
Quinoa?
No, the bean.
Oh, cannellini beans?
Mm-hmm.
Cannellini, right?
My mother always said ganalini.
Oh, the accent.
Maybe that's the,
Could be like was she from southern Italy?
no.
Oh.
She was Bruzzese, but she always said ganalini bean. And I remember reading the label going, it doesn't spell Ghana. I never had a ganalini bean. I think they're horrible.
Really? They're so good for
What's
you.
the bean that has like some kind of plastic around it?
The
and you pull it?
garbanzo?
No, not a garbanzo.
The chichi beans?
Is it chichi? There's a yellow bean.
Chickpeas?
I don't know what it is. I don't eat none of that. I am now forever going to have these Tastefully Olive products, especially on my beautiful piece of chicken.
Ooh.
I can tell you what, folks, when this show's over, I'm eating all of this chicken.
The olives are grown in Greece.
Yes, we got to talk about that. Tastefully Olive, ladies and gentlemen. Taste the great olive blueberry dark balsamic vinegar. Oh, wait a minute. It says tasted over ice cream.
Oh, that sounds good. You got some ice cream?
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't.
This is the dark balsamic. It's not the blueberry dark balsamic. But you can get blueberry dark balsamic and pour it over ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that sounds fun.
It does.
TastefullyOlive.com.
Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.